Hello everyone. In this lecture, we will be discussing about character of equilibrium. Whenever the equilibrium conditions will be there, so what are its basic characteristics that we will see? Guys, we know that in equilibrium, two things are important. First one are reactants who will initiate the reaction, and the outcome of reactants is in the form of reactions that we will see, that we usually see. Now, whenever equilibrium conditions are there, number one characteristic is that of equilibrium that their concentration will remain same. Their concentration will remain same. It will remain same. Now, as we have discussed in that last class graphical representation, that when reactants are there, initially they are evolving or they are introducing the process of reaction, but after some time their intensity comes at a particular level beyond which they are not able to do anything. Similar was the case with reaction. Reaction was initially rising, but after some time it also got into a state in which it was not able to do further reaction. So this point we refer to as condition of equilibrium. Okay, this condition was referred to as equilibrium, in which concentration of reactants and reaction was same. So this is the first character of equilibrium. Now guys, when this thing is happening, like concentration of reactants and reaction is same under equilibrium conditions and in equilibrium reaction, so we can also say that rate of forward process will become equal to rate of backward process under equilibrium condition. This is the second characteristic, that rate of forward process will become equal to rate of backward process. Now it is not like that we cannot change the equilibrium conditions. Equilibrium conditions, they can be distracted by various things. For example, if we change the number one, if we change the concentration of reactants, if you are changing the concentration of reactants, or if you can change the concentration of products, then equilibrium conditions can be distracted or it can be disturbed. Another thing is that with the help of changing temperature, this equilibrium can be distracted. Number three is by changing the pressure conditions, equilibrium can be distracted. Now one thing that has to be noted here under the character of equilibrium is that equilibrium is not at all disturbed. This is important guys. Equilibrium is not at all disturbed by addition of catalyst. If you are adding some catalyst through which you are either increasing the speed of reaction or you are decreasing the speed of reaction, under that condition of catalyst also, equilibrium is not disturbed. Equilibrium will not be disturbed. Catalysts are of two types. Generally we think that, guys, in the last class also I have told you, we think that catalyst will always just speed up the reaction, but catalyst can also decrease the reaction speed, because there are two types of catalyst available. One is known as positive catalyst that you will study in higher classes, and one is known as negative catalyst. So adding a catalyst which will either increase the reaction or it will decrease the reaction, but increasing or decreasing the reaction does not result into disturbance of equilibrium condition. Okay, it will not result into disturbance of equilibrium conditions. So guys, you can consider this as a myth that if you add catalyst to a particular reaction, it will disturb the equilibrium process. It will not disturb the equilibrium process. I'm repeating, it will not disturb the equilibrium process, because suppose a particular reaction is there. Suppose a reaction of CO2 is there, okay, in, let's say, gaseous state or aqueous state. So if particular catalyst is speeding up this process, let's say forward process. So catalyst, if it is increasing forward process, then it will also increase backward process. So ultimately, it is equating both the things. If a particular catalyst is slowing down the forward process, then it will slow down. It will result into slowing down the backward process also. So adding a catalyst, and if you think that the reaction will become fast, one side will become fast, it is not the case. So adding a catalyst does not disturb the equilibrium condition. This is considered as myth. So you can say that adding a catalyst does not result into either increasing one reaction or decreasing one reaction. It will not disturb the equilibrium process ultimately. And the reason for this is that, I'll tell you the reason. Reason is that it increases, adding a catalyst either increases or it will decrease if it is a negative catalyst. So it will either increase or it will either decrease rate of both the reactions, equally. It will increase or decrease rate of both the reactions equally. That is why equilibrium will not be disturbed if you add catalyst in a particular reaction. Understand this, guys? So these are the 4 characters of equilibrium. So simply, guys, this explanation means that, in other words, we can say that if adding a catalyst is speeding up the process, that reactants are resulting into making the reactions fast through backward process, but reverse will also happen. Reactions can become reactants again by the backward process. If this was speeding up, this will also speed up, okay? And if this was speeding down, reactants to reaction process, then reactions to reactant products will process will also speed down. So it increases or decreases. It either increases or increases the rate of both the reactions equally. It will not disturb any one side. So these are the basic characteristics of equilibrium condition. Okay, guys. And if you want to know, guys, that through which process and through which factors equilibrium conditions can be disturbed, like we studied that catalyst will not disturb the equilibrium conditions. Equilibrium conditions can be disturbed by these 3 factors. If concentration of reactants or products is changing, temperature is changing, and pressure conditions are changing, only then equilibrium conditions can be disturbed, not through addition or not through by increasing or decreasing of reaction speed or the reactant speed, forward or backward processes. If you add the catalyst, it can only be disturbed, it can only be distracted, you can also say it disturbed, by these 3 factors of concentration of reactants or products, temperature and pressure conditions.